Welcome to Call of the Wild Tutorials, and today we're out here on Silver Ridge Peaks and we're continuing our skill series, and today we're talking about innate triangulation. So when we go over to our stalker tree and we go over to innate triangulation, it lets us know that each level decreases the size of the animal vocalization indicator in world, making it easier to pinpoint the position of the animal that produced the call. And as we can see, we can put 2 skill points in here. So what are we talking about? Well, we're talking about the brackets or the parentheses that we can see when an animal is making a call. So we're going to go over to a turkey spot up here, to a feed zone, and we're going to call some turkeys because they're the easiest ones to get to make a vocalization. Now, just as a side note, when the animal makes a vocalization, the smaller we see those parentheses on our map, that means that that animal is further away from us. And when the wider we see them, it means that the animal is closer to us. So, and if we don't see any parentheses at all, that means the animal's really, really close. So that's just a little tip for gauging if you don't run this perk, to gauge how far away it is from you. So let's travel over here and see if we can find some turkeys. So I was able to find a flock of turkeys here right where I thought they would be. We're about 150 meters away. And so we're just going to duck over here into this bush, and then we're going to take out our crow collar and give them a call. So crow collar is very effective when turkey hunting to locate the turkeys. You just might need to give it a call or two, and then they'll normally vocalize almost right away. So let's see if maybe one call is just going to get them to vocalize for us here. So normally if it's happening, it's going to happen with one call. Let's give another call just to see if we can get them to vocalize right away. And wouldn't you know, it's not the flock we thought that was going to call. It's a flock over here I didn't even see. And so we can see as a baseline, look at where the parentheses are on the screen, and we can see how wide apart they are. Now with our innate triangulation, it's going to reduce that size. It's going to narrow down that field of view, so to speak, and help us to pinpoint where that animal is even more. So we can see on the screen, it has considerably narrowed that down. But even when you go into, for example, grabbing your binoculars, you're going to see that it's going to narrow that field when you look through your binoculars. So we can see it pretty much, move there, pretty much we can see right in the center of where that call is coming from. It really helps us to pinpoint that. Now what happens when we go and we add a second skill point in there and max out this skill? Well, let's just go and see. So we're going to put our second skill point in, and as you can see on screen, it has really, really narrowed that field down. And when we look through our binoculars, you can see it pretty much locates or shows us exactly where that animal is. So what can we conclude from all of this? Well, we know that each level is going to reduce those parentheses down so that we're able to spot the animals even better. And so it can be a really useful skill. So I recommend using at least 1, maybe even 2 skill points into this. Just enough maybe so that you can get over to the skill tree and the stalker tree. If you want to use for example, the disturbed vegetation skill later on, especially when you're hunting for rares, and it's going to help you see the rare fur variation, because the way the tier system's set up, you're going to have to spend points anyway. So this is a good skill to spend points on in order to get to that last tier. So I hope you found this helpful. From Silver Ridge Peaks, this is Call of the Wild Tutorials, saying happy hunting.